Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. This timed art prompt demo is all about creating an engaging abstract painting with secondary colors. I'll go over the guidelines for the prompt, show you a sped up demo of the warm up using the prompt, and then I'll show you what I did to tweak it after the time was up. This is another prompt from 50 abstract warm up painting prompts. I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested in that. And so the guidelines are you have 20 minutes to paint. For colors, use the green, orange, and purple of your choice. You can also use black and white. And the goal is to create an engaging abstract painting using secondary colors. So I'm using violet, yellow, green, and cadmium orange. Right now I'm putting down some orange, green, and white for the background. My thought was to use those as the background and various mixes of violet over top of that for the dominant color, and then let some of the orange and green peek through for focal points. Overall, I approach this as an intuitive and loose painting prompt. Sometimes when I start, I might have an inkling of something or some direction to start with. But aside from using violet as my dominant color, I just started putting paint down. I really had no idea where I was headed with this. I was just going to let the painting kind of guide me and the colors guide me. So at this point, I'm just doing some mixes of violet with white. Right now I'm mixing with some orange and white to get a little bit of a kind of a grayish violet. And then I'll mix the violet with black and get some darker shades of that. So right now it's just kind of play. I'm just kind of getting lost in putting paint down and then kind of pulling back and taking a look to see if any direction is presenting itself. And I'll say that this one. I can't say a direction really presented itself very well. I just kept kind of working at it and playing. And when the 20 minutes were up, I added some oil pastels and used black and white Posca markers, which I use a little bit in the 20 minutes as well. But for the most part, I was just kind of putting paint down. Grabbed the fine tip applicator with some Mars Black paint in that, and just started adding some lines just to try and get some kind of shapes to work with, and again, kind of trying to find some kind of direction. And I realized at this point that I had painted over enough of the orange and green that I wanted to pull some of that back out. So mainly just a little bit of that green. And I will come back and play with adding more later. But again, right now, just looking. I'm just kind of searching for a direction. The great thing about using secondary colors is, like this, each has something in common with the other. So orange and green have yellow in common. Orange and violet have red in common. And green and violet have blue in common. So you can mix two together with some white or black and get some interesting neutral colors. I didn't do a wide range of mixing because of the time limit, but I did a little. But I wanted to try and get some more neutral colors in here. I'm not sure I got as much as I wanted, because at some point, you're still kind of looking for direction and start looking for focal points and areas of interest. So I think I could have probably done a better job of that. So I'm bringing in the Posca marker now, just a thin fine tip Posca marker, white, and just starting to add some marks. Again, kind of looking, searching for the direction for this. I'm doing this on are in my mixed media sketchbook that has 98 pound or 160 GSM paper. And I've taped it off to an 8 by 10 inch or 20 by 25 about centimeter area. And again, bringing in the Posca marker, and right now I'm going to start applying some drips and trying to get a little interest in, again, just kind of searching, seeing if something pops out at me. So, and then here I'm adding a little bit of orange oil pastel. So I'm coming up to getting pretty close to the 20-minute mark. And this is kind of where I was. So I pulled out a little mat and started looking for areas of interest with that. And using this, there were a lot of areas that I liked. Mainly, right there, I kind of like that with the lines. So I went ahead and started pulling the tape off. And then after I let it set for a few minutes, I decided to come back and play a little bit more with it. And I have to say I'm not a big fan of the final piece, but I really enjoyed working on it. I wasn't really thinking of anything else but playing with the painting. So this one was rather meditative for me. I just kind of got lost in the music I was listening to and painting. And I do like I said, I do like some of the smaller areas. So I might cut this one up into a couple of 5 by 7 inch pieces and mat them. Or I may just sit on it for a little while and come back to it. Or just keep it as a warm-up in my sketchbook. More than likely, that's what I'll do with it. But you can see I'm starting to add some orange back in. I felt like I didn't really have enough of those other two secondary colors, so I'm doing that. I'm putting some acrylic paint down and some oil pastels, and just doing a little bit of blending there, and then bringing in the Posca marker again and just playing, kind of getting lost in shapes and lines a little bit. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, more prompts, tutorials, abstract demos, feel free to subscribe. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, I'd love to get your feedback. And if you have any prompts that you like, let me know. I'm always looking for other good prompts. And if you have the 50 abstract warm-up painting prompt download and have any favorites in that, let me know in the comments as well. That way I know more of what kind of prompts that you're all interested in. So some of the takeaways I had from this one, when I do this prompt again, and I will, I plan on doing some more color mixing and playing with the colors. I think using more mixed neutral colors would enhance the more saturated colors and make those stand out even more. And I'd also like to try this with a specific composition in mind when I start. So with a composition in mind, that should allow me the time to focus on the colors more. So I'll be coming up to the final paintings. I'm going to show you some close-ups first of some of the areas that I really liked. And you'll see that I added a little bit more after this. But I really like these areas, so I think there are some areas of interest. And then I'll show you the final paintings in some different orientations here. It is growing on me, but I can't say I love the painting. But thanks for watching, and keep on painting.